Okay, I think we're live. Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing today? We are back again, scalping, day trading, the New York Open on the ES, the S&P 500. Who have we got in the chat? Let's have a look. Holy Earth, good morning to you. AJ, great to see you again. Glad you came back. Ama, good afternoon to you. Rave, I think it's Rave. Afternoon to you, my friend. Cody, good morning. Alameen, good morning to you too. Great to have everyone back. I'm currently in Madrid, heading to Morocco tomorrow. Very nice, AJ. Are you going on a holiday to Morocco? And we're just opening now. Boom. Buyers coming in heavy. Look at that. We were actually in a gap just before open. Yeah, it's kind of been filled already. I think the open really filled the volume. But I wasn't prepared to just jump in blindlessly in a long. But nice little push up so far. In terms of structure right now and levels, we're in a very kind of not a great area. We've got loads of gaps below us, which hopefully we can retrace into and then continue. But above us, there's only really one. We're not that far away, actually, truth be told. We could get there. I've got an alert already set. That one should be nice. So we'll be looking for potential shorts up here. And if we have any retracements into any of these gaps, I'll be looking for longs. That's pretty much it. So let's see what we do. Let's look at the volume again, see how it's printing. Yeah, a nice amount of buyers, especially fresh on the open. These guys right here, look at them. Smashing it. Good afternoon, Manu. Good to see you. AJ says yes. Great. Well, I hope you enjoy your holiday. How long are you going for? All right, what will be interesting is to see how these buyers react now that we're coming back to their entry. They're coming in. Yeah, they're pushing it back up. They're defending. Nils, good to see you, my friend. Very good. Yeah, those buyers defended quite well. But we did have this random spike. I'll show it on TradingView. Not entirely sure why. I think there was some sort of news related, but it wasn't actually on scheduled news. We do have news in about 30 minutes. It's not usually that impactful, but we'll see. But this random spike, that was Cody says, yeah, that spike seemed out of nowhere. It really did. 1 week. Very nice, AJ. It's good to have a break. How are we pacing with 2% daily target? I missed the last few days of trading. Not too bad. We're in profit 3,400. Let's call it 3.5 grand. So that is what? 10% is 2 grand. 15% maybe, something like that. Bit more than 15%. So we're getting there. It's going to hopefully start snowballing a bit more soon. We are hitting somewhat the targets. Guten Tag, Rave. Guten Tag. Coach says, good morning, happy Friday. Good morning to you, Coach. Yeah, this spike, I do wonder what it was. I have to look at financial juice maybe. But something happened. It was pre-market. And of course, we do have news in exactly 27 minutes. So I'm going to just draw a line, a nice vertical line for the news, just in case I forget. Cool. All right, well, the open was very bullish. They're holding. These buyers are holding the line. So I would still be bullish for the most part. This was a gap. It's kind of been filled now, but I would be pretty much bullish on it. But I don't want to jump in just yet because it's a bit choppy. Sellers are, I mean, they're not that great. But if you actually look at the volume, it's way more buyers Not that many sellers. And buyers are struggling also to push it up. So the efficiency of the market isn't great on the buy side right now. Hi zusammen. Hi, good to see you, Hearty. Hearty Heart. Hearty Heart, what a name. I like it. Have a heart to heart. Likely chop until news. Potentially, yeah. It's looking a bit... I mean, it looked very nice right off the open. The actual open candle looked really good. And now we've just got chop. So, who knows? But again, I'm not really interested in trading short until we get up here. And I kind of want a bit of a deeper pullback if I want to go long. I really don't want to be longing it after. I mean, this candle has kind of spooked me a bit because we had, huge amount of volume pre-market as well. I mean, 3,500 contracts pre-market is ridiculous. That's a lot of volume. And then zero follow through, nothing, nada. We just instantly started pushing down. So, look at this. The sellers are taking control. Holy moly. Okay. This is why looking at the efficiency of the market is always important, because we saw this in the volume. It was majority buyers, but they're not pushing it up. Not many sellers are coming in. And look, they managed to scare these buyers. I don't think they're out, though, these buyers yet. You can see them defending hard, but they are struggling. So I don't want to be buying yet either. And okay, you could short the market, but if you short the market, it's going to be chop. It's not going to be an easy ride down. So I'd rather wait until the next gap. If we get, to this area here, okay, now I can start looking for a short. So we'll see. I can imagine these buyers are soon going to start dropping out. They're probably, realistically speaking, their stops are going to be below, these lows here. So if the sellers clear them, I think these buyers are getting squeezed out. You speak so much like Paul Bettany. Who's Paul Bettany? I've never heard of Paul Bettany. Is he like a celebrity, or? I'll have to Google him. Paul Bettany. Team Deutschland am Start. Good stuff. He's an actor. Okay. I've never heard of him. Let me Google. Who's Paul Bettany? Maybe I'll recognize his face if I see him. Paul Bettany. Let's have a look. I don't even recognize him. Oh, no, I do recognize him. I recognize the younger pictures of him. Right. Well, there you go. I'll have to have a listen to how he talks. And look at that, buyers. Those buyers are aggressive again. They weren't letting themselves get stopped out just yet. Look at that. They're putting in a lot of volume, really trying to get this market up. I don't blame them. It started getting a bit scary if you were one of those buyers. You had this good push up, and then we're starting to dip below your entry. You're going to be a bit worried. But they came in quite well. Let's see if they can actually break through whatever iceberg or whatever it is up here that's holding them back. It's not really much sell volume before. It could be anyone's game right now. Anyone's game. Yom, good to see you. How are you? It looks like the buyers might make it here. Look at that. Again, look at the volume distribution. I know it's only 7 contracts, but generally speaking, sellers are at the bottom of the candles now. Now we're starting to get that bullish volume distribution happen. And the sellers have pretty much given up by the looks of it. Buyers took it. But it was very 50-50 in during this period. It was hard to know. Yes, you had those heavy buyers come in, they were defending. But if they decided it's not worth defending and they decided just to get out, the sellers could have taken it, you know? So very hard to kind of predict what would happen. Best to kind of, let it wait out. It was very 50-50. Oh, of course, you're Sid, you're Peter's friend. Where's Peter today? I just realized there's no Peter. Oh, shit. I just backspaced my trading view. It's a freaking mouse. It's got a little button here on the side. And if you click it, you backspace. Let me just click forward. Go back to the chart. Come on. Where is Peter? Okay, we're back. Again, sellers, you can see them more at the bottom of the candle. As long as we stay above those sellers, this market keeps going up. They're coming in. Peter Meyer falling asleep. To be fair, it's late in Australia by you guys. It's a Friday. He wants an early night. That's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, this is still going up. We'll see what happens at these highs here. I think we can get there, yeah. Whether we'll do it before the news is the question. But hopefully we don't do it before the news. Because what would really annoy me is if we start drifting up and we get to this zone literally like a minute or two before the news. Then I can't really I gotta wait till after the news. I can't really trade. So I might miss my entry potentially. So hopefully not much happens. We don't actually get there before the news. I'd rather it faff around here and then after the news goes a bit crazy, whatever, and then calms down and then we can get our trade. So I wouldn't mind the market not doing much right now. That would be actually quite ideal. Daniel, guten Tag. What direction is the market going? Was the date CPI, etc., good or bad? So today, CPI was Wednesday. We had some pretty big things, but it didn't really move the market. Look at this push up. We didn't really have much reaction to the news. I also don't think Jolts is really going to do much. I've generally never seen it do that much to the market, but still, best to kind of avoid it, You don't want to be caught out. What direction is the market going? Well, bullish at the moment. It's been very, very nicely bullish for the second half of the day so far. Good sell-off in the Asian session, and then London has been pretty much up, taking out the Asian highs. Look at these candles. Buyers really taking control again. I mean, I'm not interested in jumping in for a buy unless we get a good pullback and we create more gaps, but we haven't. I mean, this is no longer a gap. It was a gap before the market opened, but it's been filled now with all that volume. I'm not really creating any new gaps at the moment, so yeah, I'm ready for a short up here. I'll be ready for a short, but at this moment in time, or if we just plunge down for a bit, if we get down to these lows, unlikely, because this is now moving very nicely, then yeah, I can look for a long again. Look at that. Profit taking happening. We just cleared the high. You can see all buyers taking profit there. A lot of wouldn't be surprised if it's some of these original buyers here getting out the market. Now we're really starting to move. We're actually going towards that area. I mean, we've got over 15 minutes before the news, so there's still potentially for a trade, right? Sean, good to see you. Hey, Sammy, happy Friday the 3rd. Oh, yeah, it is Friday the 13th. It's a bad luck. Maybe it's going to be good luck for the market. Who knows? What are your targets for a long or short? For a short, difficult to say at the moment in time. Very difficult. It would really depend how the volume profile looks when we actually get up there, because it might create. Look, it's creating a gap right now. Oh, it almost did. This was almost a gap being created. It looks like it might do it actually. If it keeps pushing up more volume here, then this will become a gap. So I'm going to already start drawing it out. So it really depends. The obvious target would be that first gap then, that would be the obvious target. But again, I would have to play it by ear. Look how the market's responding, What are the news for today? So in about 15 minutes, we just got jolts. It's not usually that big of a deal, at least for the indices, but still better. Anything red folder, better to avoid it, Hey, Peter, you are here. Good morning. Sid told me you fell asleep. All right, we're actually approaching it. Look at that bull run. That is a nice push up. It's a shame. Could have been a good entry, but I was truth be told, at this moment in time, I was 50-50 on whether we're going down or up, because it all really depended on these guys here. Are they going to defend? Are they going to actually push it up? And they did. But if they decided not to, we could have easily flooded down. So it was a bit of a hairy moment, After the pump, we are flipping to bearish and are heading to 6525. 6525. Well, that's far. That is really far. We absolutely could. Lol, figuring out the sleep patterns trading NY in Asia. But we're very close to the area we want to short. So I am getting ready to eye up. I mean, we got very close. We got like 2 points away, 3 points away. I'm just going to double check I've drawn it all correctly. I don't want it accidentally have drawn it wrong. Right, so really get it nice and perfect. Because there's a gap. There was also a gap, I think, a bigger one on a previous day. Is that it? I don't even know. Where is it? Yeah, this gap here. And then even on the day before, so that has been created as a gap now. And then on the day before, I believe there was also a gap right there, really small one. You can just about see it. So we've got three gaps lining up on 3 different volume profiles. So I think there's going to be a good area. Definitely a good area. Is your most recent volume profile a session volume profile? Did you draw that based on large move? Thanks in advance. So yes, this is a session. So any of the blue ones are session. So this is just a day as the session volume profile. I can get rid of this area actually. That's no longer a gap. And then the ones that are kind of like red and blue, they are ones I've drawn out based on the actual leg. Those are the fixed range ones, right? Okay, we're back into that we've pulled back into that gap that was created. I would expect a bit of potentially bullish movement here. but we did get very close to this gap. I'm slightly worried that we may have already potentially rejected, but I don't really see it in the volume yet. So truth be told, I might be all right to go in for a buy. If let's see, 300 contracts. All right, let's go in for a buy. Let's see if we can stay above that gap and move up finally to that area. But we did get extremely close. And remember, it doesn't necessarily have to touch it. Sometimes it does reverse a little bit before. So I don't know what this black line is. What is? Oh, that was the previous high. Okay, no problem. So let's see if, oh, what happened to these buyers? They were there a second ago. They're completely gone. There were buyers. Okay, I think this is overshot. We have actually lost it. Look, we're starting to drop out the buyers. Damn. I don't think, oh, don't tell me that is already the move. But I didn't see it in the volume, truth be told. I haven't seen really anything here that would show me that the move happened. Do you know what I mean? I think this might have just overshot a little bit. I still think it will probably go up again. It might just be a bit more of a deeper retracement. Yeah. Okay, we're seeing those heavy sellers, but those are obviously buyers getting stopped out. We're so close to the news now as well. In your most, I saw that. The downward move was coming down to the 15-minute fib level of 618. Gotcha. I think it's just overshot it. This is the problem with these small intraday ones. They can get overshot, but we'll see. It's just a little bit. I don't know. I don't think it's the full reversal yet. I don't think it's happened yet. You would have seen a bit more interesting things happen here, and nothing too interesting has happened. Let me just check the volume, because sometimes yeah, I mean, there is volume up there, but I don't know. It doesn't look like a legit move. I think it's just overshot it. Some, what do you call it? Some buyers got stopped out, and I think it'll probably make its way up again. I think it will actually dip into this area. Yeah, I think it just overshot that gap a bit. But again, I'm going to wait till we short. I think the move is up here. I'm going to wait till we get there and then do it. Did my alert get triggered? Let me put my alert on again, just in case. So I can actually be aware when we get up there, so I don't miss it. We got the news in 7 minutes. I think it'll be all right. I think it'll be fine. I think we're going to go up for a bit. We're going to get into this area, and then it's going to flood down, I think. Where in this area, we could try figure this out now, actually, because it's a huge area. It's a really big area. So I'm going to use this one, because that's a really nice gap. So I'm going to try open up the settings and push it to, let's do 50, just to see where the volume dropped off. All right, so it's a bit more in the middle. Okay, let's go to 200. Ah, shit, what have I done? I put value area, my bad. There we go, 200. 200 is very difficult to see. It's kind of all, there's not like a clear you know, like point where, all right, we'll bump it down to maybe 150. See if we can find exactly where the drop off. The drop is quite near. I would say it's probably this. I would say is the drop, but it's not actually perfect. It's not actually perfect. What I'm kind of ideally looking for is if I could do like 250, maybe I could show you. Yeah, like you see here, where it really kind of drops off. You've got that sharpness to it. I was looking for like one node that really sticks out. We didn't really have that when we got into the highest. That would be like, you know, if it was a gap in the bigger time frames, that would be kind of the gap I'll be looking for then on the really small, or like this, you see? Like you can really see the sharpness in that, you know, where it really drops down to zero and then kind of. So that gap at the top here, that one's got a really nice. Oops, shit, what have I done? That one's really nice, and you can see exactly where it rejected there. So that would be a great short up there. But this current one is not actually all that. I mean, if you squint your eyes, you can see that overall it's a gap. It's a bigger one. Kind of all this is kind of low volume, and then it increases. So I wouldn't put too much emphasis on the individual tiny node. It could really happen anywhere in this area, I would say. So unfortunately, the area is just a bit big. But that's fine. That's fine. We'll just have to use the footprint to try and look for that confirmation. All right, 4 minutes until the news. It doesn't look like. Oh, look, another gap was created right there. And I think it's that one it's rejecting off. It does look like it's rejecting off that one. I'm going to get rid of this black line. We're going to have to wait until after the news now. There's no point entering any trade until after, because we don't want to get stuck in that. And then all the way up here, this is our short area. I really do hope it actually, this isn't, because I'm seeing this freaking lower high get created, you know. But it's fine. It's only a 1 minute structure. It doesn't mean anything. Nothing is yet confirmed. Oh, Black Rock is there. We have identified Black Rock right here. 666. Look at them. Peter, we found Black Rock. They might get squeezed out. The devil's in the market. Okay, we're tapped into this one. This one at the top here has just been traded through. Nothing. This gap here, like, it's worth just getting rid of it, to be honest. It did. You can just see the market's trading through it like it doesn't exist. So for me, it's a no. This one, however, yeah, this one's working quite nicely. It's holding up the market a bit. So this was actually a better place to buy. Lol, we'll give him some GameStop for BlackRock. Didn't your CEO work for BlackRock? He did, to be fair. Look, I'm not saying the people who work for BlackRock. I'm just saying, you know, they just buy up everything, BlackRock. They got too much money. Honestly, I didn't expect it that early. What about the gap at? Didn't expect what that early. The reversal. What about the gap at 6666? Is there one? Let's have a look. Oh shit, there actually is. That's the ultimate black rock gap. I mean, that would be a good gap to trade. Look, we never even tested it on the other side. This, guys, right here, this is where BlackRock will be buying. This is the ultimate gap. Remember that 6666. Well spotted, Daniel. That is, I bet there's like a huge order at exactly 6666. I gotta look at this now. Oh, it's right in between. It's right in between. But yep, look at that. 231 contracts pre-market. That is quite big. There's BlackRock right there. They were never in any drawdown. It's a psychological level, you see. Oh, the news just happened. All right, let's have a look. I can see it hasn't really done anything. I didn't expect much for jolts. It really never does much. Yeah, I mean, it's like nothing. It's like a normal candle. All right, let's see if we can get up to this area. Because remember, the way I don't really want to be, although we've had a pullback, and we're still in the bullish market and we've had this pullback in this area, and theoretically you should be kind of looking to buy. I don't want to do it because we're so close to this area. And there is that chance that, they don't always have to touch. This is the problem. You can, I mean, I can't really give you an example, but at some point this was a gap. Might still be, yeah, there is a little one there. Sometimes it doesn't actually have to touch it, but it gets very close and then the reversal happens. So the closer you get to it, the less I want to be buying it. And I'll be looking more for shorts in general. But I also don't want to short right now because it's annoying because we're trapped between these two freaking areas. Damn, we're actually breaking through. This could have been it. But I didn't see anything in the volume that really, truth be told, there was nothing here that I can honestly tell you that oh yeah, this could be the reversal. I'm still thinking we're going up. We're going to get there. We have to get there. Come on. Maybe not. Look at that. Damn, man. Maybe it wants to bounce off the point of control then. I mean, we know a lot of these buyers took profit, these original buyers. You can see them taking profit as we broke those highs, right? You can see the profit taking happening. So they're out the market. I reckon almost everyone these days works for BlackRock. I mean, it's not a bad job to have if you work for BlackRock. You'd be very rich. Let's put it that way. How long do you usually hold your trades? It really depends, Daniel. Really, really depends. It can be a few minutes. It can be 10, 20 minutes. Really depends on how the trade develops, Some trades work really nicely and they just keep going and there's no reason to get out. Others, they just don't work out or they're, Sammy, do you take a defined stop loss, take profit ratio, or just base it off the market highs and lows? Yeah, no, I don't really have a defined kind of ratio. Again, take profit, I'll have like an obvious take profit, like based on literally highs and lows, or a gap. But I won't Like, but again, if we break through it, like I won't necessarily instantly take profit there. I'd want to see what happens. So, for example, let's say we go in long now. My obvious target will be up here because this is where I want to short because it's a gap. But I'll be very wary on these little highs, these little points, like what actually happens when we get there. So I will be willing to get out if you just see something that doesn't work out. Do you know what I mean? But my stop loss will always be pretty much defined. Like wherever my entry is, I'll have a stop based on either the structure, so like a gap, or the actual volume on the footprint. You know. So like if I went in short here, my stop really, I mean, it'll be above this gap here, but probably above that candle there, where those sellers came in and pushed the market down. So I'll be expecting, if we break those sellers, yeah, I'm probably wrong. And then my take profit would be, so my stop would be like there. And then my take profit would probably be, I mean, the obvious areas. Obviously, we've got the point of control here. That's going to be dangerous. But I would probably try and, see if we can get down to this gap. But again, I'll be happy to get out here. I'll even be happy to get out the point of control again if it starts faffing about. Have you always been on the scalping side or did it change over time? Pretty much always been a scalper. I've tried a bit of swing trading, but I was never really good at it, to be honest. Because I was too obsessed like at looking at the market. And so yeah, I've never been a good swing trader. This is really the only way I know how to trade. And it's like placing bets at a casino, the way I look at it, right? So on something that isn't great. So if I took that short, there was nothing really there, you know. I mean, you had a few confluences. All right, we've broken that gap. We've come back on the other side, so it should be a short. That's confluence one. Yes, we got some sellers backing us. Confluence two, but actually there was it's a small gap. It's nothing, long term. It's no, it's only a small one that was created. So I'm not going to be that interested in it. And there was nothing really here that's looking great in real time. So I'm only going to probably put one position on. But if I see something really good, like if we get into this kind of area here where I know there's so many gaps, there's so many, this is going to be a good area to short. And then I get more confluences, then I'll add more size to it on trades that I have like a higher level of confidence. So it's yeah, you want to kind of, be able to put size on when you're really confident, and don't be afraid to jump in on smaller trades. Some of them work out quite well and they actually make you decent money, and you can always have a tight stop. Like this would have turns out to be quite a good try. Fucking hell, I actually think that's the reversal, man. We got so close. We got so freaking close, man. This is annoying. We literally got 1.5 points away. And that is insane, man. But truth be told, like, all right, I didn't see it here. I didn't see anything that really showed me, oh, look, there's no real major bias trapped. You could argue these guys here, but they did push the market up a bit. And then these guys came in again fresh and they got trapped. And I mean, the setup is kind of there, but the volume was shit. It didn't really spike that massively. So I didn't see it as like, oh, this is definitely the reversal. I thought it might just be a pullback and then we continue back up here and then we get the real reversal and the plunge down. But my God, this is starting to look more and more like it could be the reversal. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it'll go back up. Who knows? Oh, Holy Earth. Thank you. So kind, man. Much appreciated. Thanks for the explanation, Sammy. Yes, me too. I place a swing trade and have to check back every 20 seconds. Exactly. Oh, I just suck at swing trading, man. I couldn't sleep. Like if I ever had a trade and I had to go to bed, nah. Genuinely, I would not sleep. My dreams would be of the trade. And it would always be something really ridiculous. But at the time, obviously when you're dreaming, you think it's real. And nah, I just couldn't. And it wasn't like I was risking loads or anything. I just couldn't switch off, I couldn't detach from the trade. I found that so difficult. I could do it on like a demo, but not in real life. So I always intervened on swing trades and then kind of just messed everything up. If you don't allow it to really play out, then swing trading, you need to be able to, if you set those targets, you got to let it hit your take profit or your stop loss. You can't intervene, you got to allow it to play out because that's your edge, really. Your edge is over the long term, getting those good risk rewards. Whereas a scalper's edge is a bit different. A scalper's edge is kind of more in your entry and having a really tight stop. That's a scalper's edge. So getting out, even at 1-to-1 or a negative risk reward, isn't that big of a deal as a scalper because you can jump back in. You always see the next opportunity. What a morning. Are you trading full time or do you have another job? So yeah, technically, I mean, I do have a job. So I work for Ola Prime, the prop firm. So I have like you know, but again, it's all trading related, you know, and I trade for them as well. So, but I do a lot of other non-trading. Like part of my job is kind of promoting the brand, going to events, blah 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 blah, all that kind of stuff as well, and um, videos, interviews, all sorts of stuff. Nowhere in the UK sells coffee for that cheap. That is true. That is true. 6741 is the value area high from Sunday. 6741. Okay, so that would again that lines up perfectly, man. That would be great. And we know this area has some oomph to it because in the past we've had, yes, it's traded through twice, right? Where it didn't really reject, but it rejected here, a bit of rejection here, another rejection here, another one here, traded through, came back on the other side, rejected here. So it has been respected in the past. So we know that area has got something to it. It'd be a great place to short. I really, really hope. I do really hope we get up there again because I would much rather be shorting up there than potentially buying on these pullbacks. But I mean, that's not a terrible gap. I would look at buying. To be fair, if we get to this gap here, I'm gonna set an alert as well. I'll be looking at buying more as a scalp because then I'll feel it's a bit more of a bullish market. I mean, sorry, a bearish market. So maybe we can have a scalp back up to the point of control or something from here. We'll see. Oh damn! Holy Earth! Thank you. I can buy 2 coffees with that now. I'm gonna be well caffeinated. Thank you so much, my friend. Much appreciated. But just to let you all know, like by no means do I expect any donations or anything like that. But that is very kind of you guys. How about a pint? I could do, yeah. That would pay for a pint here in the UK. Definitely. I'd end up having nightmares about my swings too, yeah. I think that's a normal thing most traders have. I have a lot of respect for people who can just switch it off, who can tune out of their trades. Had my best win swing trading crypto, buying spot at support and selling spot at resistance. Didn't feel like I was a real trader though. Prefer scalping 100%. Yeah, definitely. Crypto would be good for. I can definitely see because it moves when it moves, it moves. I can definitely see crypto will be a great way to swing trade. I mean, biggest missed opportunity ever is Bitcoin, right? If only you had a time machine, you can go back to like 2011 or whenever Bitcoin came out and just buy it for pennies. Oh. If only, right? I still do swing trades, timing around key fundamentals, but I have to distract myself with scalping. This is another thing. I agree with that. It's another thing. I was too impatient for swing trading, like waiting days for a setup. It didn't. I didn't feel like I was having enough action. You know. All right. Let's see if we can buy down here. I mean, to be fair, look, this gap, it did what it did quite well. We broke through it, came back on the other side, and we continued back down. Now we're on this gap, so I'm expecting maybe a push up from here. Maybe we can go back to this high, to this gap, and then bring it down, or maybe we'll break through and do that. Like, there's multiple ways things can play out, but I will be looking to buy. I swear, if it reverses here, this is going to piss me off because, again, we're only a couple of points away, 2 points away, 2.5 points away. But we're seeing, look at that volume spike there on the sell side. That could be profit taking from sellers. Let me see if it lines up to anything. It doesn't really line up to, it's all a bit choppy here. It could be some of the original buyers potentially getting out. No, because the buyers are up there. I don't know, actually. Or maybe it is just fresh sellers. Who knows? But there's a spike in volume there. Getting a decent spike. So let's see if we can go a bit further down, get another spike up into here, and then trade above them and ride the wave up. That would be nice. All right, here we go. Here we go. We're getting there. And that would have been TP hit on that little trade. All right, 450, 492. I'm just going to get my finger ready on the buy. Okay, we're in. We're properly in. We want to see a spike up, see some buy pressure, something happen. So there was a bit of absorption there. Sellers are trying to reload it. 580, 6, 8, 9. That's the spike coming there. Over almost basically 1,000. But they're still pushing it down, these sellers. Not really. So we want to see if we can get above that 900. Those people are the vulnerable people, potentially. Nah, we just cleared it. We didn't even react. We might still. We haven't really cleared it yet. We haven't truly broken it. It might still happen. All right, bit of buy pressure coming in now. But they're getting very quickly eaten up by the sellers. But look at that volume overall spiked in that candle. That might be okay. I'm going to go in. Let's see if the buyers can get above. Because now I can have my stop below here. Let's see if buyers can actually get above and do this. Can we get that continuation? If not, we got to get out. I'll manually get out with my... The spread can be a bit dangerous. Buyers are in the upper part of the distribution. It's not good. Sellers might. Look, sellers are adding more. I think they're just going to clear it. They literally just cleared it. Let's see if buyers can just come in at any point here. Try get above. More sellers coming in. Because it could just be a little bit of an overshot. But I don't think it's truly broken it yet. I might look, if we get above, I'll look at adding. All right, there's some big buyers coming in. Let's see if they can actually push it up. Okay, they're coming in. Good, good. Let's get above these guys and squeeze them out. Now we want to, these buyers need to be, hold the line now. You know, they're the ones who have to hold the line, right? If they don't, that's really would have been a better entry on those buyers, but it's fine. I preemptively thought maybe we'll get it quickly above those 900 here. It's fine. There comes a bit of buy pressure. Nice, nice. All right, in terms of target, we obviously got the point of control. That's going to be the first area. Let me just get rid of this. The first area of danger, essentially. And then we got, you know, up here, that's obviously going to be, I'm just going to check the 5 minute and the 15 minute. See, yeah, so this is, there's a bunch of volume. The mass majority of sell volume is really here in this kind of area. So the buyers need to really clear that area, and then we could actually get right back up again. So they're not out the woods yet. They have to push it quite a bit more. And you can see the candle getting pushed down because they need to get above. I'm just going to draw out where the absolute, okay, so basically above the point of control, that black line. Okay. My blind 90-year-old grandma got me into Bitcoin. She was buying it when it was below 1K. Are you serious? Well, you used to give her a hard time about it. Man. Did she hold it? Because if she held it, whew, what a return. Come on, buyers, you can do this. You can see the sellers coming in. She held until she died. Well, I'm sorry to hear that she passed away, but incredible. I mean, fair play to her. Fair play. Just keeping my eye. Then I sold it around 50K. Not a bad return. Look, what is that? Bought it at 1K. So 2K would be 100% return. I can't even do the math on this. 50 times 100. So 5,000% return. That's not bad. Not bad at all. It's not every day something performs that well, right? So the buyers are still trying to get it up here. Come on, we can get to the point of control at least. It's these frickin' sellers coming in. Come on. We'll target right to the top. We'll target that little gap. It will probably be about there, somewhere, the gap. Sometimes grandmas just know. Exactly, man. Gotta listen to your grandma. Honestly, but it's a thing, you know. I think with trading, there's got to be a level of and investing, a level of maturity helps with trading. Like I see it with Ola Prime, right? And our clients, the people who do really well, it's not but there is definitely a correlation that a lot of people who do really well are actually a bit older, like 40, 50 plus. They do quite well. I think because they're just they're not that, I don't know, they've learned patience over the years and there's that level of maturity, you know, they see it for what it is rather than, you know, quickly make a lot of money quick. That's more a young person's thinking, you know, you want to get the Lamborghini quickly and all that. And that's kind of what messes you up as a trader. Come on. We almost broke it. I want to see that. That's nice. Do you see how quickly we moved away from those sellers? But we need to keep. They reloaded, but we want to see that happen again and then turn bullish. That would be really nice. But they just reloaded very quickly. Unfortunately, didn't quite do it. Have we had any hammerfoots? Not kind of one, but there's just not a lot of buy volume. I guess that's a hammerfoot there. Oh, right off the gap, yeah. Well, what a shame. That would have been a great hammerfoot. Right off the gap. I think that's pretty much it. I don't really see any proper hammerfoots yet. Not that many. Come on, buyers. Come on. You can do this. Don't give me a reversal. Let me look at the 15-minute. Sometimes you see the distribution of volume just a little bit sharper. The 15-minute, look, it looks good and bad. It looks good and bad. I would say mostly bad for buyers, mainly because of these guys here. All, look at all that buy volume that came in. We're below them. We're still below the sellers as a whole. We're kind of trading right now in where most of the sellers, most of the buyers are actually up here. We're trading below them. We really have to get at least up to here, to kind of really get a push up. Right now, we're very much in the stage where the sellers could easily flood it down still. But the buyers are holding off these sellers here, which is good news. That's the only good news, that the sellers look like they're becoming trapped. They're trying to push it down, they're failing. But if they get good, this ain't working out, I don't think. I mean, we know these guys are out the market. They're gone. So we can kind of actually ignore them now because they're no longer relevant. It's going to be more relevant on the sell. Who's currently in the market? It's going to be mostly these sellers, right? Gotta get above these sellers. That's it. Really get above, and then get above these guys here. All of these people. That's it. Get above them. There's some buy pressure coming in. Nice. Let's go back to the 1 minute. Let's see if we can really pop above. Squeeze them out. Come on. But they're getting absorbed the moment they get up there again. They're getting pushed back. What's a hammerfoot, Sammy? So the hammerfoot candle is basically, look for a hammer candle. So we all know how a hammer looks like, right? Let me show you. Where was that one? So basically this, right? This is a bearish hammer, right? So you've got like a big bearish body, big wick at the top, and little to no wick at the bottom, right? And for a bullish one, exactly the same, but just obviously bullish, right? But the other way around, just flipped. But what you're looking for is the distribution of volume. For the bearish one, you want all the buyers, a good amount of buyers trapped at the top, and all the sellers below. And when you see those candles, they're usually a good kind of signal of a move in that direction, especially if you pair it up with like some kind of structure, support, resistance, whatever. That's the hammerfoot candle. It's pretty good. Oh, look, looks like one is being created right now. That's kind of one created right there, bullish one. I might go in another contract just based on that bullish hammerfoot. I'm going in. We're doing a hammerfoot. This hammerfoot better hold now because I've put more risk on the table based just on the hammerfoot. I mean, yes, there is a bit of a wick at the top, but for the most part, we got that really long wick. bullish body, buyers at the top, sellers all at the bottom. And theoretically now we shouldn't break that low. We shouldn't get below that candle. This is the one time it fails. And it'll fail dramatically the moment I take it. I like big wicks and I cannot lie. Do you have some more coders interested to code the Sammy? Haven't had many people come and ask. I had obviously you, Peter, AJ. I got your message. But yeah, if anyone's interested in participating in getting the EA coded, contact me either via email, Instagram, whatever. Let me know. Pube Tickle, what a name. What's up? I'm good, man. How are you? Oh, look at it. The Hammerfoot seems to be holding. Come on, Hammerfoot. Do your thing. Break through. We believe in you, Hammerfoot. So target today would be about 4. I think I started at 23.5, I think, roughly. So yeah, 460, something like that. 470 would be 2%. Come on, Hammerfoot. All right, this is nice. I like the fact that there's a big chunk of buyers there. That could be a lot of those sellers getting stopped out. They're out the market. You're seeing sellers get squeezed out now. Very, very nice. Now we're going to be at the first area, that gap, right? This is going to be the first area where I am potentially looking at getting the hell out because we might reject off this gap and push down again if it is a bearish market. So, but hopefully we can just plow through, you know? The hammer hit 1-to-1 target. It did. The hammer would have hit. The EA would have made a profitable trade there. Come on. But hopefully we do just plow through this gap and we get to the top here and then we can short it, put on size and make even more money. That would be ideal. All right, we see a spike in buyers. Oh, my MT5 has frozen. No, it's back. Good. It's a bit of a delay, I think. Something's going on. Yeah, no, it's all right now. So I'm going to already prepare to potentially get out based on as we get into that gap. Let's see what happens. We want to stay, obviously, you know, above the majority of buyers. We don't really want these sellers to become effective. They're piling on the contracts, but they're getting pushed down a bit, so it's good. But they're, again, reloading back to 500, but they're not really pushing the market down, so it's okay for now. 600, they're still adding more size. Buyers need to break through here. They've got to break through these guys. There's definitely an iceberg or something holding them back here. There it is. Come on, break through. Really just pop up through. Clear them out. All right, we're in the gap. This is the first area of danger. Again, sellers coming back in. Ugh, come on. As long as we trade generally the distribution, we're above majority of the sellers. Now we're kind of getting below the sellers, which is not good. But we do have these buyers here who could hold it. But this could be a pullback here on this gap. Come on. I really want it to go up because I want to short at the top there. I don't want to miss that trade. Come on. Sellers are putting in a lot of volume. We were over 1,000. I mean, realistically, I would get out if we get below there. Just as we're doing it. Come on. They're just adding so much frickin' volume. Come on, buyers. You are the worst. Don't fail here. My MT5 has stopped. I can't even get out the trade. Why is my internet? I literally can't get out. Oh, it's woken up. Oh no, I should have got out ages ago. All right. I'll hold it. I'll hold it. Let's see. Hammer hit the one. I am from Brazil. These configurations that you use can be useful to our future stocks here. I honestly, I don't know, my friend. I've never traded any Brazilian market or South American market, so I don't know what data, what exchange, any of that information. You'll have to do some research. But if you can get like the footprint and all the volume data, then yeah, absolutely, absolutely. All right, so we had a smidge of buyers come in. I just don't like the fact that I think this gap is holding. You can see it, like the sellers just came in aggressively. I don't think this is going to work out, unfortunately. I'm going to get out. I just don't think that's working out. I should have got out ages ago, to be fair. I should have got out ages ago. Really, when we broke that 645, I should have got out. Damn. The hopes of getting up here and having that short is slowly starting to erode, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I think it's more bearish, this market. Such a shame. Such a shame. Well, you never know. You never know. We might get up there. I swear, if this is just a pullback, that's going to be really annoying because that's a deep pullback, man. That's a very deep pullback. Had another good time today. Thanks, Sammy. Thank you, AJ. I'm glad you had a good time. But at least the hammer foot worked. Peter, hey, Sammy, my daughter wants to say hi as well, man. She's watching as well. Caitlin. Hello, Caitlin. Thank you for tuning in. That's awesome. Your dad's a cool guy. Let him teach you trading, and you'll have a very, very positive future. Thank you for tuning in, Caitlin. MT4, MT5, always keep my cell phone in standby in case the laptop freezes. That's not a bad idea, Sean, to be fair. Oh, we could be going back up again. I think it was just a deep retracement, to be honest. I'm itching to jump in long. That's annoying. That was just a very deep retracement by the looks of it. Very, very deep retracement. I don't know. I really don't know. This gap is being well and truly filled now. This one is still freaking in play, which is annoying. Nah, look, sellers are coming in at the point of control. I don't know. I really don't know at this point. I think I'm letting my bias influence me because of how badly I want it to go up here. I think it's making me almost not see the obvious. Because truth be told, I really want it to go up here. I want us short here. But if I'm really looking at it objectively, I kind of see, look, we basically rejected from that gap. We've pushed down, we've broken structure, we've had a pull up back into that gap, and it looks like we might continue back down again. Let's see what the 15-minute is. We're dead in the middle, though. I mean, we do have buyers here who are propping it up. Those sellers are trapped. So there is arguments on both sides, both long and short. I can see it happening. Funky price action. Ciao, Sammy. Nice to see you and hear your voice. Took the scalp from the VWAP bounce and made some nice profits. Beautiful. Excellent stuff. I made 2 entries, splitted risk in 2 entries. Really good stuff, man. Did you take because I don't know where the VWAP is. I haven't got it on my chart. Did you take the long or like this long here? Yeah, to me right now, a short scalp. Okay. Yes, Sammy, the long. Short scalp got you. Yeah. I'm with you. Nice. Well, I'm glad you got decent profit of that. I was in it as well, but yeah, I didn't get out until way too late. I think my bias of it going up here has clouded my judgment a bit. I really should have been getting out at these more up here. I didn't get out until like down here somewhere. I really should have got out more here. And it would have still been a very nice trade, but it's all good. Also longed off the VWAP and added. Very nice, good stuff. Yeah, look, the sellers, this gap freaking held, man. It held so well. We're back into this. This is no longer a gap anymore, as far as I'm aware. No, it's been filled. And we don't really have, I mean, this is slightly a gap. It's kind of been filled a little bit. The next really good one is down here, which is far away, which is very, very far away. That's ticked me off, man. That's really annoyed me. That's really, really annoyed me. Because I think a short up here would have just been beautiful. I think we really would have had a good move down. Could have added size, could have really made some good PNL. And they got so freaking close, and then the move happened. But I couldn't tell that was the move. It didn't look like it. The volume, there was nothing really extreme about anything here. So I thought it was just a pullback. That's annoyed me. But these days happen. What can you do? You know, sometimes you miss it, man. You miss it, and it just doesn't quite do what you were hoping. Maybe you have another entry today. Be very careful. Friday's always tricky. Absolutely. Fridays can be a bit annoying. How do we find a confirmation to enter a trade while looking at the order flow chart? Confirmation would be essentially you're looking for, like, we kind of had it here, right? Notice how the volume, you can see it more in the candle, the actual volume at the bottom here, 2000. Notice how this candle had a lot of volume come in, right? Especially at 994. Confirmation would be once we get above that 994 and we see some big kind of buyers come in, you know, like here. I mean, we did have some big buyers come in at 817. That wouldn't have been bad because, again, that's technically not confirmation, to be fair, because we're still below these guys. But once we're above them, you know, you're looking for that buy pressure kind of coming in real time, quite aggressively and quickly. That would be your confirmation. But even better when it's more extreme, like the numbers are bigger, you know, like really big numbers, the better. And then we had the hammer foot. The hammer foot worked out nicely. That little hammer foot. I think was it this one? It was this one, yeah. No, it was here. This hammer foot here. This one worked out really nicely. Yeah. Let's see. The buy bounce 10 minutes ago was off the VWAP as support. Interesting. Sufi, good to see you. Hey, Sam. Don't you think it should be clearly mentioned when buying Ola Prime futures that there's a rule about 2% risk in a single day? My funded account breached because of this. Even I closed my day. It should be in the rule list. It should be written there. All the rules. I think in the FAQs, or, you know, all the rules are there. What exactly happened? Let me know. Do we compare with the delta? Do we compare with the delta? Yes. In terms of, like, the delta is good just to kind of see where it really spiked. You know, you can see when the volume kind of spikes overall. Like if we just look at the delta 500, 1300, 850, and then 2000, like a big spike. And if it does that in, you know, if it does that in kind of like a significant area, like a gap or something, then good. You know, you're looking for that spike in. I'm going to get rid of these black lines because we no longer need them. And we've broken through this gap. I mean, it's no longer a gap anymore. All right. I mean, potentially we could buy down here, but I'm starting to lose hope that we're ever going to go back up. It does say the daily limit. I found it in the rules that order before purchase. Yes. Yeah, it's definitely there, the rules. Okay, let's see if we can get a buy here for a potential pullback. I forget how good this gap is. I don't think it's great. It's hardly a gap. It really is hardly a gap. I don't think it's not the best one. We're below the 200 MA, so could put a cheeky little buy on. Why not, man? Why not? I'm eyeing up a buy here as well. Oh, there's a big spike in volume, 1,000. Let's see if we can, how it reacts with, look at that big spike in that area. That's obviously a lot of profit taking happening. But we want to see how effective they are. 300, 400. It looks like it's just cleared. There was no real buyers coming in. Nah. Just not there, unfortunately. Another spike. I think this is a lot of profit taking. Damn. I mean, what a short that would have been, right? What a short up here. Look at this move down, this huge sell-off. All these areas are being eliminated. I think we might get a decent pullback on this area. I think we'll probably get a decent enough pullback where we should be able to add size and get some P&L. I just want to double check where these spikes in volume, where they line up to. Is there any significant low? Right, so that low there, that's obviously profit taking, more profit taking, because it matches up with structure. So those aren't real sellers coming in. Those are sellers taking profit. I mean, sellers are getting out the market, which is good. We want to now see potentially fresh sellers come in, get trapped, and then we can go for a buy. Okay. Nothing between here and 6525 but noise. 6525. Let's have a look. 6525. Yeah. 6525. There is one little gap there, which is quite good. 6525 is definitely, I've got it drawn out as well as a gap. Oh, no, sorry. You said 6525, correct? Oh, that's far away. 6525 all the way down here. Now, I mean, there are some significant areas. We got a lot of, lows, and there are a few gaps still. So, I mean, if you're swing trading, sure. But as a scalper, I mean, there's definitely opportunity to buy in these as we move down to fade the market. There are still some significant areas. All right, fresh sellers coming in. Let's see if they get trapped. These guys here. If they fail, we want to see a lot of sellers come in trying to sell the rip here. All right, big sellers. Good. Let's see them fail. Then I can go in for a buy. They are starting to fail. I could probably go in and have my stop literally. I just want to see a bit of. I'm going to wait for the fresh candle. See what happens. Don't run away. Don't run away. We're above. Okay, I'm going to go in. Oh, God. That rip happened too quick and I got a really bad execution. How did I get executed all the way up there? Because now my TP can't be that far. That's annoying. Let me get rid of that. Because now my stop has to be there. That moved way too quick. That was very annoying. And the rip is already. I unfortunately somehow got the slippage all the way at the top here. All right, well, it's fine. That literally left without me. I think the move happened. That was already it. Let's see. Maybe these because it was those sellers here who failed. So we don't want to get below them essentially. Otherwise the sellers got it. Well, actually, I mean, look, you got a shit ton. No, those are take profits. I keep forgetting. That's take profits. They're not real. Well, they are real, but they're not true sellers. They haven't got like money in the market, so to speak, right? Buyers are all trapped at the top here. That candle moved way too quick. I got such slippage. Oh, sorry. Oh, I got it. Sorry, it was my mistake. Found it. Apologies for previous comment. No problem. No, it's all good, Sufi. It's all good. It's all good. You'll rake it in today. I don't think I will today, sadly. I think down here I can have a good trade. Here I'm willing to add size. But I missed the main trade. It's been missed, man. It was a short all the way at the top. We just never got to we've got a point or two away from my area. This is gone. I think we're done here. This is definitely out. Yeah, this is just a continuing back down. I mean, we've got fresh sellers coming in, which is if they fail, we're still okay. Let's see if they fail. We want to see these guys fail here, and then we could still have somewhat of a pullback. But if they're effective, we're definitely out. There is no chance. Then we're just ripping back down. And they seem to be holding it. I'm not seeing much failure. I'm seeing a bit of absorption, but not really any kind of failure. Unless we get above them, which it looks like, okay, we are getting above them. See, normally now would be a good time to potentially enter another buy, but I don't want to put too much size on because I don't truly believe this area is going to do much. And I think this is going to really have a decent pullback. That's been filled. This is no longer a gap. It's been filled ages ago. It was hardly a gap to begin with. The real one is here. This is the one you want to wait for. This is the one we want to wait for. Yeah. Oh, what happened here? Yeah, the buyers are trapped again. It's not happening. I'm going to get out of this. I don't think this is a good trade. Not yet. Let's put an alert here. We're going to wait for this. Come down to here now. Do you prefer manual execution or limit or manual? I mean, limit orders. Good for no slippage, but you could use limit orders on really good gaps, right? Like this one we know is a decent gap, right? So might not be terrible to have a limit order already set for it. Like on the really good ones, like this one up here was a really good gap. Not a terrible idea to have a limit order already set there. Unfortunately, we never hit it. We got so close to it, so it wouldn't have triggered. But yeah, generally speaking, manual execution. Do you only trade ESME? I sorry, your username is great. You have to tell me how you came up with that username. Why pube tickle? I need to know. I hope that's not like your last name or something, and I'm just taking a piss at your last name. Sorry, I do apologize. But it is a funny username. I trade, yeah, ES and NQ really. It's kind of the ones. Kindly share the settings in your volume footprint and how you're getting the live data feed and trading view. So there's actually a video I've already done on my channel that literally I go through all that. Okay, so I'll show you the video. Much easier just to watch that video. Let me show you. Let me just get my channel up for you. It is this one right here. How to set up footprint charts on TradingView, full guide and tutorial. I'll go through my settings, how to get the data, all that stuff. It's only 18 minutes. Oh, we're in that. Oh, wow, we're there. Okay, that happened quick. All right. So you could limit order it right there, be executed in. But I still prefer manually entering. So this is an area I'm willing to go a little bit heavier. We're seeing the volume spike again, right? There's absorption. I'm just waiting for buyers essentially for the spiking to there's a bit of. All right, I'm going to go in one contract already because that was 900, I think. My eyes may have been lying to me, but I'm pretty sure that spiked to 900 and we dropped to 400. So there's definitely a big chunk of buyers came in there. These guys should be holding the line now. We know some sellers took profit. Whoops. We got a bit of size. I might go in two and then I can have a really tight stop. Even though buyers are failing, this would still be front running. Let me just see. I don't like that these buyers failed as well. That's not a good sign. But we're dead in the middle between both of them, so it's not the end of the world. We just. All right, I'm going in again. I'm gonna put two contracts in. My stop can literally be like a few points. If this fails, then there's nothing. There's nothing. This area should give us a bit of a pullback at least. Give us a pullback back up to here. You can see the buyers coming in. They're all desperately trying to get this market up. I need to see them be efficient and actually do it here. At least get me back to this gap. Very least. Because that's the only trade I see left over. After that, okay, the gap is going to move down a bit because we just filled a hell of a lot of volume, but that's fine. So I'm just going to put the lower end of that gap there. So that's that black line, pretty much where my stop would be. So otherwise, the next area, I mean, we're far away from it. We're just going to keep flooding down. Because I'll be more inclined now to short the market on pullbacks, but we actually want a pullback, right? We need a pullback, like a decent pullback to get a good short. So I'm hoping this is the decent pullback, and then we can potentially short it again. But if it's really shallow, not going to do much. I took 2 contracts, 6681. Oh, this is the BlackRock level, 6666. I literally entered, well, the CFD price is a bit different, but I pretty much entered at 66. Oh, I'm on the BlackRock level. I just realized. See, look at these freaking. Come on, buyers, add. There we go. Add a bit more. Break through, man. It's not that difficult. You can go up. What is this? 13 points. You can have a 13-point pullback. Let's not pretend that that is difficult for the ES. This is not looking good, man. They're putting so much size. Look at this volume they're putting in, and they're just not able to get it up. I've never seen them struggling this much before. They're really, really struggling here. I'm going to get ready to get out because I'm not even going to let the stop get hit, I think. Look at that. Sellers coming back in. This is like a hammer foot now. But on the bearish side, this is literally a bearish hammer foot. Buyers have failed. Completely failed. They're still coming in. So I'm going to keep that black line as my exit. BlackRock 666 on the Friday the 13th. That's funny. Terrible. If you're superstitious, this is like the worst place to be. Friday the 13th entering at 666. Who knows though? Shorts are working much better today. They are. But we missed our short. We're just looking for a pullback and then we can get in short. I'm trying to fade it for a pullback because this is where I would expect the pullback to occur. And we're seeing, look, I'm not the only one. There are buyers here. There are a lot of big institutional buyers are seeing this area as well as the area for a pullback. But they're just not able to break through right this second. If we clear it, we clear it. This is very, very, very shallow with no real pullback. Yeah. Come on. This might be the first day we hit our 2% loss on the account. If so, it's no big deal. You're going to have a 2% loss day. We've had 2% win pretty much most days. Not the day while I was with Boris. I stopped trading after the Boris stream. Look at these sellers are coming in heavy. Pretty much, yeah, they're gone. Unfortunately. Just checking if there's any hope for the buyers. Nah, there's nothing there. They're a bit trapped, but they're still coming in because this is the bottom half of the gap now. You got to remember. I think the gap moved down, right? All right, it's completely filled. There's no longer a gap. It was a gap. This was the lower half of the gap, so might still have a bit of potential. Got to give it a bit of breathing room. Hello, Sammy. Raymond, good to see you. I swear I saw you in the chat earlier. Or am I imagining that? I thought I saw your name. I might have been wrong. 6645 could be the bounce. Where is 6645? Is that one of the lows, I'm assuming, down there? We got a slight one here, actually. I didn't even notice it. There is a slight gap there as well. But it's not a particularly good one, I think. Man. Can you believe it? We missed that short by a point. What an absolute freaking joke. That's how you know the luck is not on your side on the day, when you miss a trade by a point. And we haven't had a decent enough pullback. We did have one earlier, but the only decent pullback was that long we got in here. That was the only decent pullback we've had. Otherwise, it's been flat. I feel like the pullback should occur around this area. The volume is showing that the pullback wants to occur. We're seeing the buyers. They're not, they're not giving up. The buyers are really pushing it in. Look at this. 600, good. But they got to get above. They got to get above for this pullback to occur. I'm looking at the 5-minute. All right, majority of sellers are down here, which is good. We're trading above them, so it's actually not the end of the world now. It looks like the buyers might be able to squeeze some of these sellers out, and we get a pullback. They're still in the market, these sellers. They haven't actually been squeezed out, but they'll start slowly, probably. I mean, realistically speaking, their stops are going to be, there's going to be some above that little wick. That's going to be an obvious spot. But I think majority of the stops are going to be around this kind of area here. So there's a big kind of, buyers need to do a lot to get this market up. Let's put it that way. It's not going to be easy. And look at that. A lot of volume coming in from the buyers. 1,000 contracts. Delta. We want to stay above them. We don't really want to be trading below the buyers. These guys are, got to get above them. I just joined, got lazy after breaking my fast. No problem. No problem. I thought I saw you earlier in the stream. I don't know why. All right, bro, 1:04 a.m. here in Australia. Gonna call it a night. No problem, Sid. Thank you. Have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday. The 15-minute chart looks like trash. It does. 15-minute doesn't look great. This does not look great. They keep failing, these buyers, man. Even if they put in 1,000 contracts, they're still struggling. And my MT5 keeps crashing. So I'm going to load up my MT5 on my phone so I can get out the trade if need be. Because this is, let's be honest, not great, right? So, all right. I've got it loaded up on my phone. So I can, because if it freezes and I can't, I think Sean, you came up with that idea, and I can't exit, it's not going to help, is it? Seems to me that today the price action is fairly slow until there's an entry possibility. At that point, it rockets away. I'm seeing some positives here. The buyers have stopped a lot of momentum, which is really good. They are very happy to transact here, the buyers. They're very happy to buy here. So we identified that the area is a legit good area for buyers to come in, right? So we know the area is correct. If buyers pile on that pressure, the sellers are going to stop. They're already in profit, a lot of these sellers. They're going to just get out the market. All right, it's not looking good. Get out. It's easier to get out when you're ready. Do you know what I mean? They're not going to be that. And the moment they kind of let off and say, okay, fine, guys, let's just take some profit, we could actually have a decent pullback. And I think it might happen now. I think we just about we just about clawed it here. But it was a bit touch and go, especially down here. It was getting very touch and go. But I think we might be over the first hurdle of getting past these little wicks here. I'm just going to keep my eye to see if any sellers are still freaking coming in, but it doesn't look like many sellers are right now interested, which is good. That's kind of what we wanted, right? We didn't want sellers to be that interested. We want them to give up. Like, they're going to come back in again, but they're most likely going to come back in around here, right? There's going to be the next area sellers are going to be willing to sell at. So let's see if we can just drift up, get to that area. If we see sellers come out, get in, we'll get out the trade. If we don't, and they're still not really that interested in jumping in, then maybe we get even deeper pullback or pull up even, and then we can try and ride it out and hopefully actually hit our target for the day. It was a good session, even not exactly like hope. Time to go and prepare for the Sabbath. Rest well until next week. Have a good one, Daniel. Have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday. Was a weird kid and created the name for game. Elias wanted something dumb and funny, but also passed censorship. Fair play. Fair play. All right. We're starting to see the volume's becoming a bit kind of meh right now. Buyers are cautious buying as well still, because we've already had a bit of a pullback, but we want to see buyers keep wanting to transact. If they do, great. If they don't, oh well. I don't know what okay, so I'm down 145 today, so I'm technically in the green now, which is all right. So we need to make an extra 400 on top of what. Look at these freaking sellers coming back in. The moment I said that, we couldn't even get to the last gap, man, to the last little area before these sellers decided to jump back in. They're the worst. Yeah, this just. I want to see if these buyers can hold it up. Come on, we can get to there at least. This is not a pullback. I've got my finger on exit just in case. $160, $200, $300. Okay, they're adding size. The buyers are defending. That's good news. Whew. Frickin' hell, buyers. They almost lost it there. They were just like, they came in the last minute. But okay, we'll keep coming in now. Come on, let's not stop. I don't know why buyers just stop. Sellers are still happy to come in. We just absorbed them. Great. We just flooded through them. They're still coming in. That's it. Keep reloading, buyers. Keep reloading. That's what we want to see. So we got to do 4, 5, call it $600 to hit the target. I don't think we're really going to do it today. Unlikely. But all right, we're in the first. We're finally in that gap. This is where I expect sellers to come in. So I got my finger on exit because I'm going to get out the moment I see something that I don't like. I'm not holding this shit. But if buyers keep doing this is good so far. If buyers keep doing what they're doing right now, I'm happy to hold it. I want to see that those numbers keep getting reloaded every time. 300, back to 270, 250, 200, reload. Come on. Back to 95, 67. Reload now. You have to reload, buyers. There it is, 140, 160. Getting absorbed. Sellers are coming in. I don't like it. Give them another couple of seconds to reload because they're being a bit slow. More sellers. I'm out. I don't like it. Take it. Gone. Finito. I don't want it. I feel like the sellers might just come in too aggressive, and they've been too good. They've been too good, this market. But we did get the pullbacks, thankfully. What subscription do you need on TradingView for the footprint? You need the CME Group Futures. I'll show you really quick. I'll make it really easy for you. So you can actually get it straight off TradingView, thankfully. So you don't have to do anything too, too annoying. Let me show you real quick. Oh, they did. The buyers still took control. Oh, they absorbed all those sellers. Damn it, buyers! You took your time. But I wasn't doing any. I wasn't going to risk it. Not like the last trade. So if you go down to, if you just on tradingview.com, if you go right to the bottom, right here, CME Group Futures. This is where you can subscribe to it, essentially. It's dirt cheap. I mean, it's £7 a month. It's like $10 a month. So it's not expensive. And then you can subscribe to it, and then you'll get the data, all right? Uncle Green Go. First time on the live. Great free knowledge on here. Definitely subbed, and we'll be here for more lives. Amazing. Thank you, Uncle. It sounds weird for me to say. Thank you, Uncle. I hope you enjoy it. Be great seeing you again on Monday. These freaking the sellers are still coming in. This is still a dangerous area regardless. We can see the sellers coming in. Let's have a look on the 15-minute, how the volume distribution. Yeah, I mean, look at. Yeah, sellers are coming back in. It's always going to be a danger. It was unlikely I'll ever hold it much more than this. Even if we do go higher, it's very unlikely I would have held through any of this. Not with the type of day we have had. My buy held while I went to make lunch. Oh, good stuff. How do you walk away from the screen, man? I don't know. You got bigger balls than I do, I'll tell you that. I can't walk away if I'm in a trade. Doesn't matter what's happening. Someone could break in and shoot me, and I'll just be putting a bit of pressure on the wound and still on looking at the screen. Like, I cannot walk away. All right, we're pretty much flat on the day, I think. All right, up $70, not much. The only thing is, I don't really see another trade right now. Oh, the gap has moved up to here. We've got quite a decent gap. All right, we could potentially short. Everything's a bit out of whack though, isn't it? This is no longer a gap. I can get rid of that. Yeah. There it is. It's already happened. It's already happened. My buy held. Well, it's 3 o'clock, so I'm pretty hungry now. Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. You need the food. All right, so we did get the pullback. I'm trying to think the next. You could have shorted it, but I mean, this gap has now moved here. Everything's getting a bit out of line. Everything's moving. I'm just annoyed that it never went up there, man. That would have been such a good trade. Those are Fridays for you. It likes to fuck with you, the market. In certain areas it will overshoot, other ones it will barely touch it. On the lows, there was a single print on both NQ and ES, which are typically magnets for price, both where front run ES by only one tick, similar to your low volume at tops earlier. Oh, interesting. Interesting. I mean, on these lows, let me check on the 5-minute real quick. There was definitely an accumulation of volume. We can see that there. 1,000 and basically another 1,000. Call it 2,000 contracts right there. That's a nice hammer foot right there. 5-minute hammer foot. Just spotted it. Peter. 5-minute hammer foot. Right there. Good stuff, right? Front run Friday, exactly. Mo, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, Mo. How's your personal cash account going? It's going good. I had to withdraw quite a bit though, for other reasons. So I didn't get quite to my big target. I had to. I needed cash. Let's just put it that way for something. So I had to withdraw quite a bit. But I'm going to build it back up and get it to the 1 million mark at some point. Thomas, long time, man. How are you? Great to see you again. This EA needs to pick up multiple time frames. Me reckons. I think so. I mean, a lot of people like the 3-minute time frame. I've never tried the 3-minute. Let's actually check it out, because I know a lot of order flow traders loved. Oh, I got it here, 3-minute. I must have made it at one point. I know a lot of people like the 3-minute time. Actually, this looks good on the 3-minute. You can see it quite nicely, the volume distribution, how it shifted. Look how it shifted, right? Buyers all at the top here, sellers, and then once they failed, we got the sellers at the bottom, buyers at the top, and then it's stuck like that, up and up and up until it stopped doing that, basically. And then we just got one big sell, and now we're starting to slowly see buyers more at the top. Do you know what I mean? We still got a couple of seconds before it closes, but you can see that distribution of volume change. 3 minutes, not a bad candle. Not a bad candle at all. But yeah, I think, 1 minute and 5 minute would be great. I'm doing really good. Thank you. Don't buy a Lambo. No, I didn't. Nothing like that. It wasn't a stupid purchase like a Lambo. It was more of an investment purchase, for a family member, helping them with their business and things. I have 1, 2, 3, and 5-minute footprints up on one screen. Nice. Do you manage to actually track all of it? I think that'd be pretty cool though. I could definitely see having, the 1, 5, and 15. The bigger ones. That I could definitely see that working. Because it's true, the moment you switch it, sometimes you just get a little bit more clarity. The 1 minute is sometimes hard to kind of get the clarity, but if, of course, the information is there, you just, you can see in this area here, if you were to kind of tot up the volume, 200, basically 800, over 1,000 already, 1,006, 2,000. You can kind of figure out, oh, that's a lot of sellers at the bottom there. But yeah, on the 5-minute, it just kind of makes it easier to see then when it's spread out. Dang, how big is this screen? It's tricky, bro. But once I can manage it, I reckon it will be awesome. Definitely. Can you share the footprint settings, please? Absolutely. So they're really simple. Just take a screenshot at any point. The only thing I will say is that this changes. The ticks per row will change depending on the instrument. Okay. This is just, I've set it to 8 for the ES because each cluster looks like a decent size then. But if you're doing NQ, you need to bump this up to 16, 20, something like that, right? But essentially, there's no right or wrong. It's just you want a decent size cluster, maybe a few clusters per candle kind of size. That's literally all it is. And then it's delta, cluster. All this is unchecked, and I've got table with delta percent, and session CVD. All right, and everything else is unchecked. So. Yeah, Cody. Oh, good. Signed a new contract, so I had to go back to work. Less time to trade lately. Gotcha. Well, good to hear. Good to hear that work's going well. I'm happy for you. Yeah, Cody, I tried it on different screens. It needs to be quite high res screen, otherwise it looks weird. Best so far is on a 32-inch with high resolution. Nice. Oh, we're coming back down. We're coming back down. The pullback, I think, has played out. I'm going to get rid of all these black lines. Don't really need them. Yeah, I don't really see much after this, man. There's really not much. We got a small gap here. I don't think it's going to hold much. I don't think it's going to do much. Yeah, the real trade was up here, man. That was missed by a couple of points. That was the move we wanted to catch. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. We kind of missed it. Didn't happen. It's a Friday, but nonetheless, we end quite well, I think. I don't know what the week is. Last week, I'll have a look. Just shy of 2K on the week. That's not bad. So 10% on the week, essentially, on the account balance. That's not too bad. So I'm quite happy. It's kind of actually annoying. If I make another $70, it'll be an even 2,000. Nah, shouldn't think like that. Shouldn't think like that. If it's not there, if there's no availability, no setup, there's no point taking it. We'll just make it worse. So I think I'll pretty much leave it there. I honestly don't see much setting up now. I think the main move is done. We've had a pullback. Could have shorted it up there, to be fair, but yeah, the main moves are done. And I'm not really comfortable buying anymore here. I wouldn't really want to buy until down on this gap. And look, if we get there, we get there, but it's probably going to take a bit of time. So I'm going to have an alert set. If I do the alert goes off and I do take a trade, I'll put it up on Instagram as I always do. But realistically speaking, yeah, I think I'm pretty much done for the day. Thank you. No problem. Just scalp a couple micros. Can do it. We could do it. But I've been burnt before, because then you just end up taking anything to try and make a small amount, and then you end up, I don't know, it can be a disaster. Do you use session highs and lows as potential areas to target? Personally, I don't. Good question though. I personally don't. I only look at the gaps. That's the only thing I'm kind of looking for. But it's an absolute legitimate strategy. Using session highs and lows, perfectly legitimate. The only reason is, like, it's good to stick to one kind of method, whether you use gaps, whether you use high volume, whether you use general, just, support resistance, session highs, lows, VWAP, whatever it is. It's best to stick to just one method. Otherwise, your chart will just be like a million different lines and areas, and it becomes too difficult to trade because, yeah, you try to trade too much, So that would be my only bit of advice on that. But you can absolutely do session highs and lows. Perfectly legitimate. But I think we'll leave it there, guys. It was a great little Friday. Well, I wouldn't say it was a great Friday, but it was an okay Friday. It was an okay Friday. It was all right. It was a good week. Let's just put it that way. It was a good week. So good stuff. But apart from that, guys, have a great weekend, everyone. Whatever you get up to. I'll see you all Monday. Back again, 9:30 Eastern on Monday. So yeah, see you all there. Thank you all for tuning in. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.